Logan, Nola, and I are going to look at Daredevil number 8 from 1965. This book is 55 years old. This is the first appearance of Stiltman. So he's Stiltman because he's got those big long legs.
Yeah. He has very long legs.
Soaring to still greater heights of glory. An old 12-cent book. You can be a shoe salesman and make $100 a week. Right there, from your house. Sell Mason shoes. The Stiltman Cometh. This lady's about to get hit by a car. A driverless car careening towards an innocent, hapless pedestrian. A fearless man in a dramatic costume, desperately swinging onto the scene via a unique cable ejected from his billy club, and our tale begins with the startling impact of a thunderbolt.
What's the woman say?
Help! Somebody help me, I'll be killed! If she had that much time to say all those words, she could have just jumped out of the way of the car, huh?
Yeah, that's what I'd do.
He says, keep screaming. Don't stop. Don't stop screaming. It's the only way I can pinpoint her position above the roar of the speeding car. Now, do you know what Daredevil's superpowers are?
No.
Daredevil is blind. He can't see at all. But he's got super hearing. And his hearing is so good that he can see more than we can see with our eyes by the sound of things.
Oh.
Kind of the way the vibrations come off of different objects and people. And he can like listen to your heart and listen to all types of things. He could hear your heart from like 2 blocks away. You know what I mean? He can hear all types of things that we can't hear. There's the shoe salesman ad and Daredevil hopping into action to save this lady from a driverless car. There's no driver in it. It's just blasting at her. Nobody's driving it.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
He says, good girl, it's all right. You'll be safe now. And he grabbed her and look, tossed her up onto there to where she'd be safe. And then he hops behind the wheel, and his radar sense tells him there's a time bomb hidden in the motor. I'm driving a death trap. So there's a bomb inside the car in the motor.
Oh. It's bad.
And then here's Stiltman, first time he ever showed up in any comics ever, right here. He said, it's impossible. It can't be, but I see it too. These people are in a helicopter up above the buildings. And he's standing in front of their face. That's how high his legs will go. As far up as buildings.
Oh,
like
wow.
skyscrapers.
Oh my gosh. I can see that.
He says, this is a hold-up. Obey my instructions to the letter and you will not be hurt. He said, a man standing in mid-air talking to us through a built-in loudspeaker. He must be real. We all see him. Are we imagining things? So they start shooting at him. But it's bulletproof. His suit is bulletproof. He tossed something up at him. Says it's covering the windows with a dark stain. It's like an ink bomb or something. That way they can't see. Then he makes them give him the money or whatever they're holding. So there's the first time you ever see Stiltman. He sticks up a helicopter and grabs the loot. Grabs something. I'm not exactly sure what it is.
I don't know.
Assume it's something valuable. And then there's no brakes in that car Daredevil's driving. So he's honking at everybody saying, get out of the way, there's no brakes. Where's he driving it to? I don't know where he drove it into. I just cannot tell. I thought he was going to drive it off into the water, but there's no water there. I don't know where he just drove that to.
That's weird. Yeah.
That kind of doesn't really leave you knowing what's happening, does it?
Mm-mm.
Now it looks like he billy clubbed and he's running up the side of a building. He said there must be a serious crime being committed in some other part of the town. I guess he can hear it. And then what else was coming out this month? Fantastic Four number 40. It's got a Daredevil appearance.
Oh yeah.
Dr. Doom. And the Amazing Spider-Man 26. The Man in the Crime Master's Mask.
Cool.
And there's Green Goblin back there. See?
Oh. I see him. I watched the movie with Spider-Man and Green Goblin.
Yep, the girls got to watch the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie for the first time.
Such a cool movie.
They had fun with it.
Yes.
Play 1965 Big League Baseball games. U.S. government surplus. War items. What is this? That's inside. That's all inside of his billy club. Look, a switch, a microphone, transistors and batteries, miniature tape recorder, spring reel for the cable. There's all the cable, the hinge, chamber for projectiles such as gas pellets.
Is that Stiltman's?
Well, that's what's inside his billy club.
Oh.
See, he's using it right now to listen to people more. Maybe it enhances his hearing somehow.
That's cool.
Well, I guess the same way it would ours. So there he sees Stiltman. He's trying to come up behind him. And he hits the corner and Stiltman is gone.
Wow.
He's like, that isn't possible. Nobody that big could disappear so quickly. Now here he is as Matt Murdock. That's who he is. And he's doing something. Somebody's talking to him about Stiltman.
Yeah.
There's Foggy. That's his business partner.
Oh.
They're lawyers. And so there's a whole bunch of text going on. Whole bunch of text.
Is this him?
Yeah, this is inside his little lair, I guess. Maybe where he lives. It looks like his housing up here. And then down below he's got a gym. Behind a sliding bookcase there's a secret stairway. And it goes down to his lab and electronic workshop and then where he can work out. So there he is down there working out.
Oh wow. Oh my gosh.
Jumping around. Look, chopping concrete in half. Look at all that complex radio receiver stuff inside of his mask.
Oh wow.
I never knew that.
That's awesome.
He says, my devil horns are really thin antenna to pick up radio signals. He can listen to the radio through his little devil horns.
That's cool. That is cool.
I never knew that. I mean, I don't know if that's how it's supposed to be now still, but so it was. It's pretty wild. Yeah, artist is Wally Wood.
Wow.
And written by who?
Stanley. Stanley!
Stanley!
Love him.
So here's Stiltman again. He's up there throwing little bombs around.
Oh my.
Where people's having a party at a garden thing up top on a roof. And then look, he's got a vacuum cleaner and he's sucking their money and jewels right off of them. And Daredevil swings in. And he grabs onto his leg. He swung his leg, dashed me against the wall. I was unprepared. So Stiltman just smashed him up against the wall.
Oh.
And got away. So here is some more text dialogue pages. Let's show them that page where he smashed Daredevil against the wall and made his escape. Like I said, we don't have time to read through all of this right now. That'll be at a later time.
Yes.
Some different little, whole bunch of text that means something to the story. But then he puts his suit back on. He says, I hear a car just beginning to pull away from the curb below. In my line of work, a building without a flagpole would be suicide. And he jumps out of the window and grabs onto the flagpole and uses it to jump over
Oh wow.
in front of the car.
Mm.
I thought he was going to jump onto the car, but he jumped in front of the car. And the car zapped him with an electric shock.
Oh.
The dude hit a button and it zapped him. And he fell down a sewer hole that was open.
Oh my.
Yeah. Zapped him up with his car and put him down a sewer hole.
Poor Daredevil.
And he gets back up and there's a whole bunch of cops firing off their guns. Looks like they're firing up at Stiltman. Stiltman's back. Daredevil climbs this big old chimney, jumps off the chimney to grab Stiltman. And Stiltman lowers himself and Daredevil misses, so now he's falling down to the street.
Oh.
Farewell, Daredevil. Even you were no match for Stiltman. He says it can't end like this. It just can't. What's gonna happen? He pulls out his billy club and shoots his line around Stiltman's leg, and he's holding on to Stiltman's leg now. Stiltman says he's climbing up to me again. He's as fearless as they say. You're wasting your time, masked man. At the press of a button, I can instantly grease my stilt. And when I retract it again, you haven't a chance. So he greased up his stilt, retracted it up into him. Daredevil fell off into the water. Stiltman's stepping over the bridge. That's a pretty cool shot, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are some big legs he's got, huh?
He has very big legs. Yes.
Yeah, I've read a bunch of Stiltman stuff before, but I've never seen his first appearance like this. And so there's a whole nother big old page of some text.
Yep. Text.
A whole bunch of text going on. Matt Murdock's there. He notices these legs are the stilts, or these are the stilt legs.
Whoa.
So somebody is a Stiltman. There's Stiltman right there, I guess. Right here in the brown jacket.
That's Stiltman?
Yep.
Oh.
And he karate chopped Matt Murdock in the neck and knocked him out. And he's talking about how he stole the ideas for the Stiltman stuff. It ain't his idea originally. Now Daredevil busts in through the window. Matt woke up and put on his costume.
Oh.
He came in, now he's popping the guy all in the face, and the guy doesn't have his Stiltman stuff, so Daredevil's beating him right now. But the guy shoots a gun and knocks a big old piece of computer equipment over, and it hits Daredevil.
Oh.
And knocks him out for a minute, and the guy goes, look, he puts on his legs.
Yep.
He ain't got the rest of his outfit yet right now, but
He has his legs at least.
he's got his legs.
And that's one of the biggest parts.
So he's way up there. And he's got a miniaturizer or something. He miniaturized the gun.
Whoa. Whoa. Miniaturize the gun? How does he do that? That's
Oh,
awesome.
yeah. He's a science guy.
Very cool.
Like Rocky made it all small.
Oh.
He just keeps trying to blast Daredevil, and Daredevil keeps ducking it. Now Daredevil goes up on a telephone pole, runs across the wires, jumps onto a train, then jumps from the train, trying to jump onto Stiltman. He grabs Stiltman's miniature ray and accidentally fires it at Stiltman. He didn't mean to, and shrinks Stiltman. And Stiltman keeps shrinking. And he's saying, do something, help me, help me. And he says, he's gone. And he popped away. He shrunk so small, he disappeared.
Wow. What I do is
That was pretty wild.
Yeah. I would throw it at his legs. I would not actually do it to his whole body.
Well, he didn't mean to. He was just trying to get that away from him. You know what I mean?
So he can't hurt him.
He says, nothing can completely evaporate. He must be somewhere, but he'll have no way to return. He's trapped in an escape-proof prison of his own making. But he did return at one point, because he came back. Are you proud of your paycheck? You could be, if you mastered auto mechanics. Advertisement. Got other ads for Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commandos. Issue 19. An eye for an eye. That's Nick Fury.
Oh. It doesn't really look like him.
No, he's right there.
Oh.
Hanging on the side of that. And that's all of his Howling Commandos there. And there's Thor, issue 117, Into the Blaze of Battle.
That looks like a pretty cool artwork with Thor one.
Yeah.
I love all the artwork. Yeah. What does Daredevil say?
If you haven't joined yet, here's another chance. We don't want any fan of ours to be an outcast.
What is that?
It's to join the Marvel Merry Marching Society, I think they were called.
Wow.
Kind of like a fan club.
That sounds fun. Yeah.
And then they've got the Daredevil letter column. Let's level with Daredevil. That's the name of the column.
I like it. I like that name.
Want to know how Stiltman turned out to be the villain he is?
Yeah.
When we first kicked the idea around in the bullpen, Wistful Wally started sketching a fella wearing 8-foot-tall stilts. Then Smilin' Stan came over to Kibitz and suggested making his stilts at least 15 feet high. By the time we were done, Jolly Jack Kirby cinched the whole thing by saying, "Next thing we know, you jokers will have him stepping over a skyscraper." Well, that did it. You got letters in here from New York,
Oh.
Canada, New Jersey, Indiana, New York, Florida, and England.
Oh.
Before you do another thing, make a note not to miss Daredevil number 9. It's the first time you'll see DD fighting in another land, and what a fight it'll be. We're going all out to make it a great one, so be sure to grab a copy. After all, you don't want us to think we're just wasting our time. So till we meet again next dish, let's all gently whisper those emotion-packed words of Irving Forbush, the 3 little words which every lover longs to hear. Make mine marvel. Show them that's what the letter columns look like. You got a monster size, full size, 6 feet tall, and authentic color posters. Who is that?
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein. And you got fishing poles.
Fishing poles.
Frankenstein, fishing poles, Frankenstein, and fishing poles. Gonna go fishing, Frankenstein. And then on the back, Albert Dorn, probably the greatest moneymaker in the history of commercial art. At the height of his career, he began a full-time search for people who like to draw. He's looking for people who like to draw.
What?
Remember we seen an ad like this, but it was for Norman Rockwell.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that.
So what do you think? First appearance of Stiltman.
I like it. Boom.
Pretty cool.
Good. Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty neat.
Yes.
Pretty awesome.
Yes. Of
Pretty
course.
dope.
Yes. Of course it is.
Pretty fly.
Yes.
Pretty,
All the
pretty
things.
excellent.
Yes.
Pretty
great.
brilliant.
Yes.